Hey guys, this is Ryan Henson.
I'm Chris McGlynn.
And this is Behind the Wedding Film.
And these are 5 things we wish we knew before we started filming weddings.
Number 1 is get there early. The last thing you want is to have the wrong location, traffic hits, you forget something and have to run back for it. Set the time that you're supposed to be there with the bride and groom. Make sure they know what time you're gonna start shooting and arrive early. That gives you a chance to get there, kind of understand the location a little bit, figure out what you want to shoot, get some equipment out, make sure you introduce yourself to the bride if you haven't met, get comfortable with the location, with the couple, and it gives you time to get those establishing shots. If you have a drone that you're bringing, it gives you time to get that out, get it prepped, and get that thing in the air. If you want to set up for the ceremony, that's one thing that I like to do. Get the tripods out, go get the recorder back by where the DJ is going to be, get everything ready, and that will help you set that day up to be way more of a success. If you are there, calm your nerves, get ready, understand where you are, and then you can get shooting at the right time.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is to meet the bride and groom if you haven't met them before, the family, and then maybe filming some of the time wasters, and not necessarily like time wasters, but the ones that take up a lot of time, such as like maybe the detail shots of the ring, of the shoes, or any, just any of the detail shots, but also if you have a drone, get that thing up there, really quick, because who knows, you may not have time when you're actually, filming the wedding to do that if you don't have a second shooter.
And the bride will love you if you get there early. They're already stressed out enough on that day, and if they're also worrying about or making one of the family members worry about all the vendors getting there, if you show up early, that immediately puts them in a way better mood, less stress on them. They can go about their day, don't have to worry about you showing up. Get there, meet them, introduce yourself, say hello, tell her how beautiful she is, and then you can get to shooting.
Yeah. Number 2 would be the importance of a second shooter. It's great to, do the entire wedding by yourself. Starting out, you think, okay, I get, 100% of the profit, but having a second shooter will help you out significantly. Like I said before, with the drone shots, maybe even setting up different locations. If the groom is in one place, the bride's in another place. If one person can get, the groom, the other one can get the bride, and then you meet up in the middle. Whichever one's done earlier can set up for the ceremony. Those little things will save so much time.
It'll save you a big headache too if you can coordinate with your second shooter and they know they have one specific camera, they're on a tight lens, and they're getting detail shots. You just sit my second shooters around, and I just tell them, go get close-ups, get some different variations of shots, but get close-ups of all the details. I'll come back through, I'll get some of the motion, the wide shots. That way you guys can each have a detailed plan of what shots you're wanting to get, and it'll help you out a ton. And that one, as he mentioned a little bit about pricing and earning money yourself, leads us into our third one, which is learning how to price yourself. When I started off, I charged way too little, and I did way too much, I feel like. I like to help the bride and the groom out, and I didn't charge them that much. I shot tons of video, I shot everything with multiple cameras, and I learned pretty quickly that I overextended myself, and I spent too much time having to go through too much footage, and I didn't get to focus on the filming and the highlights that I wanted to while I was at the wedding. It took me a few shoots and a bunch of months and a bunch of clients to understand that I need to value my own work and value the abilities that I have. So I needed to bump up my price. We'll get into probably some more information about how to price appropriately, what you should be charging. I know that was a huge question that I had to work through when I got started, did a lot of searching on, and so we'll try to help you out with that later on.
Just remember, post-production may take a lot longer than you anticipated. You may have to buy some audio for your film. You may have to buy some LUTs for your film if you shoot in flat profiles. So just keep in mind those extra costs when you're trying to bill out to a client.
Yeah, and just that time that goes into editing. If you spend 20 hours editing, you may only charge a little bit for the shoot for that 8 hours that you're there, however long it is. But you also have to keep in mind there's a lot of file management. There's the editing itself, the delivery, all the cost of how you're delivering that to them if you pay for a subscription service to host it. So there's a lot that goes into it than just the time that you're there with them that day.
So number 4 is how much equipment to bring to the venue. When I first started, I was caught up in all the gear. Should I shoot in all primes? Should I shoot in all zooms? And then when you get into zooms, even primes, you have different f-stops, and is it going to be in all low light? Could I get away with an f4 or an f5.6? So that's another thing just on lenses. Then it's a whole nother ballgame with, how many tripods should I bring? How many lights should I bring? How much audio equipment should I have? I think you can never have enough audio equipment, but just starting out, you never know, who you want to mic up, what will the DJ have, what won't he have? So those are things that you have to keep in mind with equipment, and starting out, it could get a little bit, crazy and hectic.
And understand, if you promise them a 3-camera ceremony and you haven't gotten 3 cameras yet, but you expected to, you're gonna have to try to see if you can borrow one, you can rent one online. As far as cables go for DJ equipment, never assume that they know what ports they have, or that they're gonna have any cables for you, because they won't. If you find one, it's very rare. But bring an XLR, bring an RCA, bring the standard TRS jack, bring different converters, bring attenuators, but make sure you're prepared and bring as much equipment as you can that you have. Just understand what you may need for the shoot based on location, what you promised them in your contract, and just be as prepared as you can.
And that can kind of relay or actually coincide with how much you should charge, because if you have to rent stuff, rental fees can add up. But to our next point, and our last and final point, is have enough batteries, chargers, and make sure that they're actually charged and ready to go the night before. And also, if you're bringing a pack, make sure you know what pocket holds which devices or what gear, so that way you're on top of everything and you're not just rummaging around during the ceremony or missing shots.
Never assume that your batteries were charged last weekend after you got back and that they're still good the coming weekend. Always check it the night before, run them back through the charging cycle just to make sure you have all your batteries lined out, label them if you need to. The worst thing to do is get there, have 1 full battery, 2 that are half dead, and you forget your charger. Yeah. So make sure you have all the cables you need for your charger, the charger itself, enough batteries, and make sure they're charged. And if you have it, or if you don't have it, get some gaff tape. It's basically duct tape without leaving the residue, easy to tear. If you forget any small pieces, I've had to hold a camera down onto a tripod because I left the mounting plate at home, and I had to use gaff tape to hold my camera down.
That's the worst.
Yeah, so that was a fun adventure too. So bring gaff tape, it will save you more times than not.
So guys, I hope you love this video. Please like, comment down below. If you have any other questions for us, we can make more videos to help you guys out. This is a platform for you guys to learn and to grow with us. I think we both are going to use this platform as well, just as much as you are. So let us know if there's anything that you may have questions that were covered in this video, or any other questions that you would like to see be produced.
Yeah, and if you have any things that you wish you learned before you got started, definitely start the conversation down below.
And we're also going to have links in the description for any gear that we use. If you have any questions about our lighting situation, the tripods that we're using, the camera, the lenses, whatever. If you're starting out, you may have a whole bunch of questions on, at least, we both film already. I'm more on the photo side, branching into the film, but you may have questions on what we use. So we're just going to have everything listed out down below. So please like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.